What's going on, Jerome's? So we're going to take a macro view of the NFL draft today because it's very nice that we're drilled down micro, very ingrained in the Vikings. But taking a look at the entire first round of the draft, we're going to do all 32 picks. And well, first off, so if you're new, if you're here for very good draft analysis, this ain't it. I'm a fan of the draft. I'm certainly not a draft expert. Not really a football expert or a Vikings expert either. Doesn't matter. But we're going to run through all 32 picks in the first round. Let's do this thing up. So, Jaguars 1. I understand Aiden Hutchinson, pretty damn sexy, but you got to protect Trevor Lawrence. First, you buy the house, then you buy the insurance. That's what they said from the blind side. So, Evan Neal, yeah, it's going to be that guy. He's got massive size. He's basically incomparable in terms of size. Like, Trent Williams is up there, certainly, but plop him in on Trevor Lawrence's blind side in Duval for a long time. You're going to be good to go. 2, so now, also, we're going to get nuts in this thing. I want to get a little bit nuts. So, the Lions would be crucified if they pass up on Aiden Hutchinson, right? Right. But do they do that? Do they do that for Kyle Hamilton, who, for my money, might be the second best player in this draft? I understand he plays at a depressed positional value, but he's just a difference maker. He's Derwin James. He could be Sean Taylor-esque. He could be Eric Berry-esque. And Kyle Hamilton is just that difference maker in the middle of the field. Plus, it's a very deep edge class, and the Lions do have 2 first-round picks. So I understand that the Lions passing up Hutchinson when he's right there, guy from their own backyard, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Texans. So it's a bad beat for the Texans, because it's not a quarterback top-heavy draft, although Davis Mills showed a lot in his rookie year under very dire circumstances. But Hutchinson, I don't think that they can pass up in this spot. I mean, maybe they could go offensive line here, go with Sticky Ike Ekwonu or Booth or Charles Cross or whatever. But, yeah, so going with Aiden Hutchinson at 3. I think the Texans, this is just BPA. I mean, the Texans have holes all over the place. That's what she said. So just getting the best player on the board, yes. 4, so the Jets. Bit of a bad beat for the Jets because, I mean, if Hutchinson just made one more spot, I mean, that's Mark Gastineau 2.0. But you're going to, similar to the Jaguars, you want to protect Zach Wilson no matter what. So getting Ike Ekwonu in the building where you have 2 absolute freak offensive tackle specimens in Mekhi Becton and Ike Ekwonu. Oh, hopefully Becton can really round out as well. 5, Giants. So What they do here? Like, what does Dayball and the new GM do in this spot? So, Now, you could continue to build on the offensive line, Charles Cross for sure. They could go with Thibodeau and give him to Andre Patterson and really twitch him up and become a difference maker on the edge. Stingley is there. Sauce Gardner is there. Yeah, we're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to do it. All right, so Thibodeau, welcome to the Big Apple. Even though question marks are certainly there, I think his potential and upside can't be denied. 6. So, again, this is before free agency. This is before trades. So, Carolina, I mean, they're still in the quarterback derby, right? But 6 seems super early for a quarterback. So, I think in this spot, since Matt Rule is a defense guy and they want to build from that side of the ball to the offense, I think that getting a guy on the edge, not on the edge, but on the outside, getting a guy like Sauce Gardner, it hurts. It hurts. But Gardner with J.C. Horn together, long-term, I mean, that's a hell of a partnership at cornerback. 7, the Giants with their first of 2 picks, or second of 2 picks. So you got Thibodeau on the edge, but I feel like you have to get some offensive weapons for Danny Dimes. Now, you could certainly go offensive line. Do you go receiver? I mean, Brian Daboll is going to want to air things out with the Giants. Like, what do you do here? But I think you got to do it. I think you got to do it. Treylon Burks, for me, is wide receiver 1 in this class. He's got size. He's got class. He can do everything outside the numbers. So I think that Burks is going to do some big-time things for Daniel Jones and Brian Daboll. 8, so Atlanta. So they got a little problem with estate planning with the Falcons. Although it does sound like Arthur Smith is happy with Matt Ryan getting the last bit of football out of Matty Ice. So 8 is still pretty damn early for a quarterback. Maybe they swing around in the second. Who knows? Now, Stingley is there. And Stingley, along with Terrell, would be a hell of a cornerback duo. So they could go that route. Charles Cross is still there. They could certainly go edge in this spot too. We're going to do it. We're just going to go cornerback. All right, so Stingley goes to the Panthers. Now, 9, Broncos. Again, this is before free agency. This is before trades. They have a lot of question marks at quarterback. So I actually think if this stands, they'll have to be reaching. They'll have to be digging in to find themselves a quarterback of the future. Now, who's going to be? I'm a big Malik Willis fan. I'm a big Kenny Pickett fan. I'm going to give him Kenny Pickett. All right, so Kenny Pickett, even though question marks, hand size, cold weather, etc., tough division, but the Broncos have so many damn weapons on that offense, and Nathaniel Hackett could really get things going there. 10, the Jets of their second of their 2 first-round picks, so they obviously don't need a quarterback, so we'll bounce out of there. So they got Ike Kwonu on offense. I mean, you got to get some toys for Rob Salah, right? Yeah, I think you do. So Jermaine Johnson, Travon Walker. So Walker could play edge, could play inside as well. He's got size. David Ojabo is going to be that stand-up outside linebacker. A little bit of Odafe away comparisons, sure. Jameson Williams would be fun. I mean, someone's going to get great value in Jameson Williams. Yeah. All right, so we're going to go Jermaine Johnson. No one did more for themselves at the Senior Bowl than Jermaine. 11. So Washington is still in need of a quarterback, still in need of wide receiver. I mean, do they reach for quarterback in this spot? They might have to. I do think that Matt Corral could fit in with what Ron Rivera has done offensively before, where he really bought into Cam Newton. And both with Willis and Corral, you're going to have to build your offense around them as opposed to just put a square peg round hole sort of thing. So we're going to go Matt Corral in D.C. for the Commanders. Vikings at 12. So, interesting spot here. So, top 2 cornerbacks are off the board, which is unfortunate. McDuffie is still there. I love McDuffie a lot. Linderbaum is still there. Malik Willis is still there. And then you got Jameson Williams. I don't know if the Vikings would want to redshirt a wide receiver, although Jameson is that. I mean, Jameson, if he didn't get hurt, is probably going to be a top 10, top 9, top 8 pick, whatever. If he went strictly BPA, Charles Cross would be that guy, but then you'd have to kick him inside, and then you'd have 4 tackles playing on your offensive line, or 4 former tackles. Walker's tempting, man. Yeah, Walker's tempting. Ojabo's tempting. All right, so what we're gonna? Linderbaum is there. Hey, you know what? Yeah, screw the noise, screw the haters. I understand people are really upset about Garrett Bradbury, and you're taking another undersized outside zone center. Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. Tyler Linderbaum might be the best center prospect in the last 5 years. I think that he's got better anchor than his size would suggest, and he's just a tough, smart football player. Check that box off as a position of need, and you're good to go. 13. Yeah. So the Browns, they definitely need some help at wide receiver. Juice Landry's probably going to go. OBJ is already long gone. So, I mean, if it's close between G-Dub and Jameson Williams, I mean, do they just flip a coin in this spot? Olave's there too. Drake London's still there. No, keeping Garrett Wilson in state would make sense. And he's basically a souped up version of Jarvis Landry. So go ahead. 14. This is what sucks about the Ravens, that they always get dudes. They just get dudes. I think Travon Walker is going to be perfect. They're probably moving on from Calais Campbell, so plop him in at that 5-tech spot. That's just gross, man. So now the Eagles, 3 first-round picks. Man. And so this is what's nice about having 3 first-round picks, is that you can take Jameson Williams in this spot, because even though he's going to be missing maybe even all of his rookie year, you can shelve him and you're going to be good to go. Like Jameson and Devontae, let's go. Let's go, man. Second first-round pick. I mean, Cross might be too much value. I mean, yeah, sure, you got Malata and Johnson, but you could play him at guard. You could just jam him in there. Go ahead. All right, we're going to do that. Charles Cross, there you go. And 17. So that's a bad beat for the Chargers, because Charles Cross dropping. Yeah, he was there. But I think they certainly want to go offensive line. But did they just take Penning? I mean, he's certainly rising up there. Drake London would be... Actually, yeah, we're going to do that. All right, we're going to go Drake London, keeping him in L.A., because they're probably going to lose Mike Williams in free agency. And London, 1-for-1 replacement, that 6'4", power forward type wide receiver. Yes. 18. Ooh, I hate this because it's such a great fit. So Malik Willis, what you talking about, Willis, going to the Saints? I hate it because I love Malik Willis, and of course the Saints screw him right in the face. And then 19, I mean, thank their lucky stars. How did Ojabo get all the way down here? So they have this elite developmental edge rusher. They have Charles Cross, who's a physical freak, just plopping him on the offensive line. He'll probably move to right tackle once Lane Johnson retires. Jameson Williams, you're going to have to wait on him, but he's going to be worth the wait. That's a hell of a draft by the Eagles, man. You can't really go... players from like 15 to 75, I mean, it's flat. This is a very deep THICC draft. 20... So, no dice for the Steelers because 3 quarterbacks are already off the board. So, I mean, what do they do here? Do they pick up a quarterback in the second round? Do they maneuver there? Do they just stick and pick a guy like Sam Howell in this spot, or Desmond Ridder, or Carson Strong? I think they painted themselves into a corner because otherwise they're going to have Mason Rudolph week 1. So, yeah, we're going to go slinging Sam Howell, go into the Steelers. What next? So the Patriots, again, Patriots are always just seemingly sitting in the back and taking value wherever it is. I think that you do have to get some more playmakers for Mac Jones on the outside. Now, this is going to be controversial, but I think Jahan Dotson is going to blow up the combine, and he's probably going to run 4.3, 4.4, and his production is just uncanny. Like the way that he single-handedly won Penn State games at times over the last couple of years, yes. So Jahan Dotson coming in. The Patriots, 22. Yes, the Raiders, they definitely could use some wide receiver help as well. Olave makes a lot of sense in this spot, so they're going to go, there we go, 23, the Cardinals. So, I mean, the Cardinals have needs all over the place, man. They never really replaced Patrick Peterson at corner. I think Trent McDuffie is too much value in this spot to pass up. So, McDuffie, you're going out to the desert, 24. So, you got the Cowboys here. Now, Penning's interesting. You could play Penning in at guard and then groom him to be eventually take over for Tyron Smith, who's certainly aging out. Could get another good cornerback in Booth opposite of Trevon. N'Kobe Dean, Devin Lloyd. I think they have to go down this route. Yeah, I think they do. So, I think Devin Lloyd's measurables, I will give him the slight edge over N'Kobe Dean, except N'Kobe Dean is going to be a player, man. So Devin Lloyd. So you have Devin Lloyd, you have Micah Parsons, where Lloyd is going to be that guy in the middle of the field taking care of things, and Parsons just able to move around and do whatever the hell that he wants. 25. So the Bills. Cornerback makes sense. Offensive line makes sense. Linebacker makes sense as well. Also could use an edge player. I mean, do they go Karlaftis in this spot? That would make sense. Or do they just get a guy like Jordan Davis who sets the middle of the field? Let's see, Kyler is there. Boy Mafe is there. Devontae Wyatt is still there, chilling. All right. Wow. All right, so here's what we're going to do. All right, we're going to take Jordan Davis to the Bills, putting him next to Ed Oliver, just getting things done in Leslie Frazier's defense. 26. God, it's an interesting spot. I think that Devontae... No. That doesn't make sense. No. I think N'Kobe Dean is tailor-made for what the Titans need. Where, I mean, if the right quarterback was there, it would make sense. But N'Kobe Dean, since they're losing a couple linebackers in free agency, basically going to be the quarterback of that defense. Yeah, it makes some sense there. 27, the Bucs. So they just lost Ali Marpet, the pride of Hobart. He just retired early. So Kenyon Green makes sense here. Trevor Penning. I mean, do they just take Penning and play him in a guard? That's possible. There we go. All right, Trevor Penning, you're off the board. Yes. 28. So the Packers are going to have some issues, man. So they're probably going to have to cut Zadarius Smith. They're probably going to have to cut Preston Smith. So they have needs all over the place. Cornerback would make sense. Wide receiver would make sense, especially since they're probably going to lose Devontae Adams as well. But I think Karlaftis is just way too much value in this spot. I mean, you can play that 5-tech. He's just going to be strength and heart and hustle all day long. So even though I love the Greek Freak, I mean, the Packers, yes. All right, so how many picks we got left? 3, 4. Nailed it. So who do we got left? That's a Booth there. Kenyon Green. Devontae Wyatt. Devontae Wyatt, they got Wilkins, though. Yeah. All right, so what do we do for the Finns here? Do we just get some more playmakers on the outside? You know, why the hell not? Let's see. Do we go Bell? Christian Watson. Oh. Ooh. Could Watson be the shocker first round pick? No, I don't see that. Look on the edge, Cam Thomas, Boye Mafe. Cornerback wise, Booth. Yeah. Can't have enough cornerbacks opposite of Zaven. So 30. So the Chiefs are in an interesting spot. So, I mean, offensive line, you could always use a little bit more, even though they did a great job remaking the offensive line. Brisker, Daxton Hill makes sense since they potentially lose Honey Badger. Devontae Wyatt would be fantastic. So what are we going to do here? Or just get another wide receiver, because why the hell not? Nah. All right, so we're going to do the smart thing. We're going to take Brisker, who for me, even though Hill's a player, I do like Brisker as safety 2 in this draft. Bengals are clearly going offensive line. Even though they're probably going to hammer offensive line in free agency, this one makes sense. Toss a coin, Kenyon Green, Zion Johnson, pick one, Kenyon. And then 32. So this one sucks. I hate this one, but the stupid Detroit Lions, get my guy. Get my guy at the end. Desmond Ridder, no matter what, it hurts. It hurts. All right, so recapping the draft real quick. Actually, no, we just went through the entire draft, so you can go through. But 12, Linderbaum. We had a choice. I mean, the top 2 cornerbacks were off the board, which potentially could happen, even though the Vikings have a need at cornerback right now, pre-free agency. But at the end of the day, just checking that box at offensive line and getting the best center prospect in the last 4 or 5 years of the draft, yeah, we're going to do that. I love the Eagles draft. Jameson, Cross, Ojabo. That's just gross, man. The Lions. So the Lions come out with Kyle Hamilton and potential quarterback of the future in Desmond Ridder. Even though they passed up on Aiden Hutchinson, that's a big leap, man. That's a big leap. Texans benefited. I like the Jets 2 picks, Icky and Jermaine, both sides of the ball. Giants taking Thibodeau and Treylon Burks. Go get it done. Yeah, fun times. But that's it. Let's take a look at first round mock draft. Again, from not a draft expert, fan of the draft. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.